Hello, I'm Tylah Tully, and today I'm joined by Island Pharmaceuticals Managing Director Dr. David Foster. David, Island has expanded its portfolio with the acquisition of the Galidesivir program from NASDAQ-listed BioCryst Pharmaceuticals. What can you tell us about the drug and what is it aimed at treating?
Yeah, Tyler, thank you so much for the question and the chance to be here today. So at Island Pharmaceuticals, we're an antiviral drug development company, and we've been saying for as long as I can remember that we were very interested in bringing another asset into our portfolio, looking for other small molecules that would be able to treat a variety of different viruses. And we found one. So BioCryst has been developing this molecule called Galidesivir. Fascinating molecule. It has activity against a wide variety of different viruses, some of which you've heard of, some of which you may not have heard of, but things like Ebola, Marburg. These are terrible, horrible hemorrhagic fevers. There's really nothing you can do about them, but they have a very high lethality rate, huge, huge unmet medical need. And then going on to yellow fever and Zika and other viruses like this. So it's a very broad spectrum antiviral molecule, and we have a really phenomenal opportunity to have acquired it and be moving it forward.
And obviously this will need regulatory approval to get to market. Does the company have an idea on the ideal route here?
Yeah, we do. So thinking about the United States, where we would want to get approval in the United States, I mentioned that there's a variety of viruses we could pursue. The one that's really at the forefront of our mind is a virus called the Marburg virus. This is a significant problem. There's no treatments. There's actually a realistic concern, if not reality, that this may have been weaponized. And so the US government has been quite interested in developing this molecule. The problem with Marburg is because it's so lethal and because the viruses have outbreaks in very sporadic regions and for very short periods of time, it's very hard to run a clinical trial, right, in that situation. Also, it's arguably unethical to run a placebo-controlled study because the lethality rate is so high. If you put anybody on a placebo, you know that person's likely to die. So the FDA, recognizing this problem, established what's called the animal rule. And the animal rule says that if you can't ethically or safely run a human efficacy study, you may be able to get an approval based on an animal efficacy study. If you run two successful animal studies, you run phase 1 clinical trial in humans demonstrating that your drug is safe. So we believe, and we've gotten feedback suggesting that the animal rule would be eligible for this program. And we're really excited about pursuing that. I think it could mean, because BioCryst has actually already performed one of the 2 successful animal studies, they've already performed phase 1 clinical trials. So we have phase 1 safety data. So there is a possibility we may be one successful animal study away from filing a new drug application, which could happen in very short order.
So with that being noted, what are the next steps from here and what should the market be looking for in terms of progress?
Yeah, so now that we've acquired the asset, we have been working for a while now, putting together documents to go directly to the FDA. What we want to do is go to the FDA and say, FDA, we are now the sponsor for this molecule. We are the ones driving this forward. We believe we have an animal rule approach and that we should be eligible to pursue the animal rule, but we really need the FDA to say, okay. So that's what we're going to do straight out of the gate, is go to the FDA, talk to them about the ability to pursue the animal rule. In the background, we're laying the groundwork for running that study. So we want to get that study up and running as quickly as we can. And so that's really what the market should expect. Getting to the FDA, hearing their feedback, and then progress, hopefully, on that animal study that they green light for us, which should give us a very clear picture to what we need to do to submit a new drug application. So the next year on this program is going to be incredibly exciting, and we should be able to move forward at a really fast pace.
Yeah, definitely sounds it. David, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Tyler.
For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.